you get a bullet, you get a bullet, you get a bullet, and you get a bullet. Guys, what is going on? Yeah, you guessed right. You're watching Grant Guy. This is my buddy Jory in the house. He has done something incredible. Jory, what did we do today?
We sat in a pretty much empty theater and watched Borderlands.
Yep, the hit new movie Borderlands. Guys, I know, yes, it was very hard getting tickets. Let's just say that when Jory got a ticket, when we got there, about at the time when the movie was about to start, let's just say opening night that there were about 3 other seats that were sold.
I broke a back. I broke someone's back in the lobby. And they were not getting my seat. No way.
Yep.
No way.
Dude. Like you were pretty pissed off. like when we got in line, there was someone in front of us that was all like, yeah, ticket for Borderlands, please. You literally did the Bane move. You picked them up, slammed them on your knee.
Yeah. I was seeing red. Red.
And you said, I'll take his seat, please.
Well, you know what it was?
Wow.
He bought the last Claptrap popcorn bucket.
Oh, dude, I almost forgot about that. And you were literally the biggest Claptrap fan. I literally, all of the merchandise that I have compares to nothing. Like, here, I'll put up right here all of the merchandise that you own. Biggest Claptrap fan. I can't believe it personally. Yeah, so what did you think going into the Borderlands movie?
All right, everybody say it with me. I didn't have any expectations for this.
Are you not a Borderlands fan, my friend?
No, I've never played a Borderlands game. I've watched gameplay at my friend's house for like 10 minutes, and then we went and did something else, and that's like my only knowledge of Borderlands.
Yeah.
I know who Moxie is.
Hey, yo, my Moxie boys out there, let's go.
But I mean, I went into it completely blank slate as a non-Borderlands fan, so it's like I really didn't have any like okay, this needs to be in here. I definitely know these references, however deep they are, and I hope they're in there. I didn't know any of them, so whatever they explained in the movie was crucial to me to understand the world of Borderlands.
Yeah, and you know what? I think that's a really good point. That's a great test, because like I want to be able to watch this knowing no knowledge, because the movie should be good on its own to where I don't need the knowledge, you know?
If it can do a good enough job like explaining its setting, explaining why people are doing what they're doing without like literally just giving you a history lesson, but still making a decent plot out of it.
Exactly. And for my thoughts, I have played 15 minutes of Borderlands 2 back in 2012. And
so we've got some recent knowledge going on.
I do, yeah. Gears were firing in my head. It's like, yep. Borderlands. Yep.
Guns.
Oh, the gun. That's the Borderlands gun.
What would you say this movie did kind of well for somebody who doesn't know anything about it? Like
Yeah.
One of the biggest things that like I went into it, like I knew it was kind of like the post-apocalyptic sort of like style and setting.
Yeah.
But I didn't know why. I also had no idea that it was like multiple planets, like space travel level.
I completely forgot about that until they mentioned it.
I thought it was just kind of like a Mad Max, like this is Earth. It just kind of turned to shit.
Oh yeah, that's how I went into it until they mentioned that. I was like, oh yeah, this is They got some alienish stuff here. Yeah, you know what I will say in that regard. First off, a little sidetrack note. Do you know how this game? We're watching gameplay. How the movie's doing?
1 or 2?
This is 1.
Okay.
Do you know how the movie's doing right now? Like, do you know what the Rotten Tomatoes score is?
Jacob was telling me yesterday it was sitting at 0%.
Yeah.
Which I thought was crazy.
Dude, 100%. So, no, I'm saying it's literally at 100%, bro.
Yeah.
No,
which
it's
would also be crazy.
Yeah. It was sitting at 0% with like 15 reviews. Now it's at like 4%. something like that. And I will say, I think that is definitely an over-exaggeration. I don't think this is the worst movie to ever come out. It is.
I gotta wonder what.
Yeah.
We'll have to like. You're not like you'll have to like put it up because I'm curious like for everybody to see what Sausage Party Foodtopia is currently sitting at.
Dude,
if that is getting like a drastically higher percentage than Borderlands is,
I'd be so pissed.
Something is wrong. I wouldn't. Something is terribly wrong there,
dude. Same with I watched a movie last week called Trap. It was M. Night Shyamalan's new film, and it was genuinely the worst thing I've seen in like a decade. It was terrible. And that was one of the few things that I've ever given a 1 to. It's like unredeemable. Wow. It's so bad. If that is rated any higher than I guess 0%, I will be 4%. If it's any higher than 4%, I will be infuriated, dude. Because there were at least a few things. So to answer your question, the things that like it does well, I think certain aspects like the environment, I think are the biggest props I can give to it.
The set looked nice.
Yeah. I think they did really well with all the details, like in the bars, even just in like the sewer areas. I thought a lot of it looked really nice. I can't really say the same for like the costumes and all that. Like Lilith, we got to do something about that wig. That wig ain't it. That shit should have gone through a couple more rounds of testing.
Yeah, there was a few scenes where it was like the close-ups where she was like right there, and I was like, oh, that's a rough wig.
that's not a good one. Yeah, but like things like the psycho masks, those look good.
Some of them looked pretty bad, and then some of them looked really good.
Yes. Like Krieg, the main ones.
Yeah. Like his that was kind of the point, though. Like they're supposed to be ugly,
right. But no, like there's a shot at the beginning of the movie where it shows like a whole bunch of them like lined up, and those would be ones where I'm like, there's something wrong about those. Like I don't know, maybe it's just missing the paint. Like Claptrap, I thought he looked good, like just kind of in general. What'd you think about the humor?
I was actually gonna kind of like ask that, but also kind of ask like branching off the humor. What'd you think of Jack Black,
dude? Okay, do you know what Claptrap sounds like in the games?
A little, isn't he? Kind of, he's like higher pitched voice.
Yeah, he's a lot more.
I'm not gonna do an impression because I don't really know. But
I think this movie has the Mario movie problem, where it's the goal when they're casting is we need to get as many celebrities,
all stars,
as humanly possible. Yeah, exactly. Where it's like, okay, Jack Black, Kevin Hart, Jamie Lee Curtis, all of these people are people you've seen a million times. Except for like a few here. I didn't recognize the guy who played Atlas. I don't know who that guy is.
Or Tina for me.
Tina. I didn't recognize her. But yeah, and I think that like 90% of them are completely wasted. Granted, I don't think that it's the problem with their performances. I think the problem is the writing.
Yeah. Kind of like quick threading off that, like the 3 like big A-list names were the worst roles, and then like the characters who was like, I don't know who this guy is. Those were like the best characters in the movie.
Exactly.
Like the guy who played Atlas did a good job in my mind.
Yep.
Tina did a good job in my mind too.
Yep.
And then it's like I remember, like I don't really care for Kevin Hart. I never really thought he was that funny, but I didn't really hate him in this movie like I normally would in every other movie he's in. Sorry.
Right.
But like the biggest one I had
hashtag get hard fans out there.
Like the big I forgot about that. But like the biggest character I had the biggest like role actor whatever I had a problem with was Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't think she did a bad job like as an actor. I just think like why did Jamie Lee Curtis need to be this role?
And you know what? I completely agree with that. I had that question for like 90% of the cast.
I agree with that 100%.
Yeah,
actually.
yeah. Like for example, just kind of like jumping into like Claptrap. So the whole guys, this is going to be a big spoiler review. By the way, we're just diving in. Okay.
Wait, I just want a quick notice. You asked me what I thought about the humor. We haven't once mentioned anything about humor because it didn't exist.
It
just
guys,
didn't hit.
there was not a single time that I even let out a nose a little. Not a single time.
I'm thinking really hard if I exhaled at all. Like I'm thinking, and
it's not even like oh well, you're too old for it. You laugh if you're in middle school. No, the only joke that I can confirm I would laugh at, okay, imagine I'm 9 years old. Then I would laugh at the joke where Claptrap is shitting out screws for
bullets.
A bolt. Oh, bullets. Oh, that's right. So basically, they're like leaving this one room, and they're like, "All right, we're quiet." And then Claptrap begins to shit out bullets for about, would you say like 20 seconds or so?
That feels accurate, but it feels like it was longer than
that. Like it was giving you time to breathe because you're laughing so hard. It's giving you a chance to go, oh my.
He's still
no. It's like I think the only noise I made was just like a just out of frustration.
Yeah, no, every noise I made, was out of like, oh my God.
Like, please. Even like another joke, like going back to Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart's not really he actually doesn't even really play like a funny guy in this one, which I mean in that regard, good for him because,
Well, we did get a short joke right in the beginning out of him, though.
We did. Yes. I guess there were a few jokes here and there. I think the one that made me groan the most was actually, why don't we go ahead and reenact it? So you're going to be Tiny Tina in the back seat.
Oh, I look just like it. Perfect.
Okay. Yeah, perfect, dude. All right. Go ahead. Go ahead and roll down.
Wait, describe the setting real quick.
We're in the Piss Land swamp.
Like the piss swamp.
The piss swamp, and I'm driving, and you're in the back seat.
I'm rolling down the window.
Hey, roll that window back up. We're in the Piss Land.
Why does it stink here?
Because we're in the Piss Land. Please roll your window back up.
I don't want to roll the window up.
Can you please roll your window up? Oh my gosh, there's piss on me. There's piss all over me. Man, we're in the Piss Land swamp. Isn't piss funny? Tina, tell me piss is funny. Tina, please. I need this. I can't.
This bit is like driving me into madness. It's not working. I can't do it. We have to drive this vehicle through a monster's mouth.
Yes. It's so good. And oh my word. Back to the writing. Okay, I'm going to post the writers right here. I will never watch another movie that they write for. Like they have such hit lines as "You're not doing what I think you're doing, are you?"
Oh yeah.
As they blast through the piss monster, and then literally the first line in the movie, they do the whole thing where it's like, okay, explain the universe, then have the funny tagline at the end. Bunch of bullshit, huh?
Yeah.
Like, dude, shut up. I know it's weird. I know it's crazy plot stuff. Do you know how annoying that'd be if they did that like in Star Wars? And then I
Luke
guess
Skywalker like reciting what the Empire did, like bunch of bullshit. I'm just a moisture farmer on my uncle's farm.
Wait a minute. Sorry. You're
Yep, that's me. I bet you're wondering how I got here, huh?
You're telling me that's my dad? Tell me your life isn't hard.
Yeah. Yeah, and then it turns out my dad is like the dictator of the galaxy. Talk about awkward.
Talk about tough parenting.
Yeah. Lord.
And that writing is throughout the entirety of the film.
That like kind of going into that, like the movie felt lazy.
Yes,
there was it was a very simple plot.
Right.
Very simple plot that you kind of figured out right in the beginning.
Yeah.
Like as soon as all the characters are assembled, you're like, okay, yep, no, I know exactly how this is going to go.
Yep. Yeah, it's either okay, you have one scene, it's either exposition heavy. Like there's just a whole scene where the only dialogue that they have is just explaining like, yeah, well, why would I go back to that planet? That is the planet of blank, 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 and blank.
Yeah.
I used to blank, blank here. I can't believe that blank was sent there. Blank, blank. It
like strikes me like we were talking about Batman Caped Crusader. Like whenever a character shows up, they're like, Harvey Dent. Good to see you.
Right.
You're the DA of Gotham, aren't you?
Yeah,
it's like, we know who the fuck he is.
Like I'm aware. It's like
Bruce Wayne, wealthiest man in Gotham. Good to see. It's like, okay, you don't need to give me that every time.
Yeah. The part where it's like, I'm running for mayor. Are you going to vote for me? Like, okay.
I am the district attorney, Harvey Dent.
Yeah,
we don't
Harvey
need that.
Dent.
We don't need that sort of like just history lesson every other scene.
So a majority of the planet,
and I've never even played the game, and I didn't need it.
Right? Exactly. like I understand what you're saying. Pandora is the sort of Mad Max planet that 90% of the film takes place on. Literally, as right before our main protagonist goes there, she's like, wow, Pandora, that's where the planet of blank, blank, and blank happened. And I can't believe they did the blank, blank, and blank. And then you show up there, and then it's all right there. It's like, you don't need to explain to me the stuff I'm about to see in 5 seconds. Like, well, how is that necessary?
Yeah, if you kind of let me connect the dots and put the pieces together over time, not only does it make the viewer think they're smarter, like, oh, now I get it. It makes the movie a little better because it doesn't spoon feed you the entire plot before it happens.
Yeah, it's show, not tell. Things just happen to happen all the time. Like, for example, we have Lilith the bounty hunter. She's bringing in a bounty, sets the bounty down at a bar. And then this one guy's like, I have a job for you. And then she shoots 3 of the people that were telling her they had a job. I don't really understand the motivation other than like, oh, they're annoying me.
She's a girl boss.
Yeah, girl boss. Badass bitch, am I right, boys?
Shooting people up in here.
Yeah. And then she just does that, and then the bad guy just shoots the one guy, and then it's like, nah, you gotta rescue my daughter, and then it's just a lot of like random shit.
Mm-hmm. Followed by what? And don't take this the wrong way, but I'm going to say followed by a lot of like Marvel humor, where it's like, this is a serious scene, but I got to throw a little whip in there real fast. You know what I mean?
Dude, yeah, there are so many misses.
That very scene where she shoots the 3 guys who are trying to set her up on a job.
Yep.
And she's like, they were so annoying. And then like
yep.
The dude has like a little hologram necklace that like is projecting Atlas's face on the dead body, and he's like, oh, this is awkward. I'm like, oh, dude.
Dude, yeah. And then like, so this hologram on this dead guy's body, which is Atlas, he's like, other guy, put me on you.
Yeah.
And then he does that, and then he's like, start moving.
Yeah, he's like talking, he's like, start moving.
It's like okay. And like, okay, I understand that's probably technology in the universe, but I don't understand what the point of that is. Wouldn't it be easier just to like, I don't know, have like a Star Wars hologram thing? Like I just have like a little disc. But that's nitty gritty stuff. Whatever. But yeah, and then after that, we're on Pandora and we meet your favorite character. We have Claptrap. Dude, what did you think? Jack Black.
I'm all right. So being 100% genuine, no bit. This was actually like my first introduction to Claptrap. Having never played the games or anything, I've obviously seen him before. I know of him.
You know what the guy is. I mean, you bought the $42 popcorn bucket,
right? Like,
but no, yeah. So this is the first.
Yeah, like this is the
him.
first I saw, and Jack Black, I don't think was the right fit for him. Honestly,
no.
Like hot take, Jack Black's kind of getting old. I'm a huge Jack Black fan, but every single role, it's like he's falling into the Ryan Reynolds category.
Yeah,
That's the reason I don't like Ryan Reynolds. He's the same character in every single thing he does.
Yep. You hire him because he's Jack Black. You hire him because he's Ryan Reynolds.
Which is fine, but it's like now they're just like putting him in everything.
Yeah.
He's like, he's going to be in the Minecraft movie coming up.
Yeah,
I'm going to have to hear him go, I'm from
motherfucker man in Minecraft.
I'm my freaking Minecraft. Like, it's like, I don't want to hear it again.
It's like it's not a Minecraft movie. It's the Jack Black
and he's doing it in this one too. He's like scanning as Claptrap. I'm like, it's just the Jack Black thing again.
Like, I don't know. Sometimes it works. Like, look, I'm an average man. Every average man loves Gulliver's Travels. Did you ever watch that one? It's like, yeah. Nacho Libre. I'm a man of culture. Like
he's done serious roles too that he's done really good in.
Yeah.
Like, I think polar opposites. Take like Tenacious D and The Pick of Destiny.
Yes.
And then take Peter Jackson's King Kong.
Yep.
He's like the filmographer guy.
Yeah,
I really loved him in that movie.
Yeah,
and it was like, he wasn't annoying. He wasn't like his typical goofy. He wasn't Po from Kung Fu Panda.
Yes, but it feels like that's a perfect point to bring up. I feel like every studio that hires him wants him to be Po from Kung Fu Panda.
And Claptrap felt very just be Po from Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah, except with a few little quirks here and there.
Except you can say shit.
Yes, you can swear in this one, dude. Not rated R, by the way. I found that a little weird. Like, I wouldn't say Borderlands is a heavy, mature game, but it was kind of odd. Like, by the end of it, I was like, there's wasn't really too much fighting. There's a lot of just kind of like lasers. But I mean, there are normal firefights in the games.
There was two things that did genuinely bother me, and I almost consider them kind of plot holes.
Okay.
Ammunition doesn't play a factor in this movie at all. In fact, I didn't watch anybody reload.
No, not at all.
That was one thing I wanted to know. I was like, how much ammo are these people carrying? And I want to know how these cool looking guns reload. But they never did it. They just had literally unlimited ammo in their guns the entire movie.
Which makes it even stranger that Claptrap was shitting out ammunition. Because it's like, what for what?
Yeah, like you never see any of the psychos reload. None of the main characters ever reload.
No.
When they pull out their guns, they do they like rail it real fast. But they never put any clips in. I never saw anything go like that. I was like, oh. And I guess everybody on this planet just has like
infinite. You just gotta cock it.
Ammo, yeah.
But
then I started thinking like maybe the guns just don't take ammo. I don't know. But I'm watching the gameplay here, and
they clearly do. Yeah,
this guy's reloaded 20 times in the last 5 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. What was the other thing you didn't were thinking?
There was one scene where, and like this might kind of jump a little too fast depending on what you're trying to talk about, but it was when she gets the powers.
Yes.
I'll just kind of leave it vague in case you want to go into details. She gets the powers. She's kind of getting the shit kicked out of her by the lasers, and then everybody kind of loses their buffs.
Yeah.
And Tina falls in the pit.
In
slow-mo, it's like, oh, she fell in the pit again.
Yeah.
And then in the very next scene, Atlas has her in a headlock. It's like, wait a minute, didn't she just fall in the pit?
Yeah, no, like that 100%.
How did she get back?
Yeah, she like keeps falling in the pit. Like the first time she was saved, and then the second time she just fell, and then that was kind of it.
And then off screen, she must have gotten saved again.
Yeah, except Atlas is like got her in a chokehold.
Right.
But he's got his own buff.
Yeah.
Let's just say the power of the fucking Phoenix. No match for his jacket shield.
His jacket shield technology.
Yeah. let's back it up a little, real quick. What I want to talk about next is how sort of pointless almost all the characters were. Yeah. Just sort of in general. Like, for example, I think the thing that bugged me the most is, now I'm not all too caught up with the Claptrap lore. As far as I knew, he was just kind of like, he was just a funny robot that followed you around. Turns out that Lilith, our main protagonist, her mother set up Claptrap to be this thing that would help her on her journey once she returned to Pandora, because that was where she grew up. Claptrap doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
He scans an image at the very beginning and is like, oh, you're looking for Tina? Okay, looks like she was in this area. And then that's it.
Yeah.
So what's the point of setting up Claptrap to be this like, oh, you see, Claptrap, my gift to you, for me to pass on to you. It shall guide you.
He will help you discover your destiny.
Yeah.
And he didn't remember anything anyway.
Yeah, it's like, what's the point? But yeah, so then we have like all the other characters. So then we have Kevin Hart's character. Let me ask you, Jory, what was his motivation?
The vault?
Yeah. So he goes again. He does a classic. What was the guy's name? The black guy in the new Star Wars movies.
Finn.
He pulls a Finn.
FN217.
Was that actually his thing?
I think so.
Oh yeah, because that spells out Finn. I just got it.
Oh my god.
He pulls a Finn. He goes against his stormtrooper sort of allies, and he's like, "Okay, I'm taking Tina for myself." And I guess it is sort of like a parental thing, but I don't think they explained it like that. I guess it's kind of implied, but his goal is sort of the same as Atlas's, but minus he just doesn't want Atlas to have it, I guess. And Tiny Tina is kind of selective with like, oh, I like him. But then that brings into question when Lilith shows up. And then Tina finds out that, oh, Lilith is actually only here because of Atlas. So it's sort of the same thing. So she's like, all right, screw her. So literally everyone has the like exact same motivation, but we're just like picking and choosing like what characters, what they're here for. And the only reason that Lilith like sticks around, because obviously she's not getting the money anymore that Atlas offered her to get Tina. So what's the point of her sticking around? Aside from
friendship.
Yeah. Like the only thing that we get is like, we're both stuck in this together. Not really. You could just leave. Like there's nothing really bonding these characters together.
You clearly don't value the power of friendship.
You're right. Yeah. I just don't get it. You know what? But I'll give the movie props. The only relationship that I was actually like, okay, I can see their friendship was Krieg and Tina.
Yeah.
Because they would do like funny little things or whatever, whether it's like drinking out of two little like silly straws or, Krieg saving her when she's about to fall into like a pit of sewage or whatever.
Honestly, Krieg was my favorite character.
Yeah.
Just because I don't really know if I can call them jokes that he would say, but he would just say like just manic banter.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, no, I mean that fits the bill.
Exactly. and it his motivation being simple makes sense. It's the others that just make no sense. And I guess skipping to the end of Lilith's story, essentially the whole reason that Atlas is trying to find Tina is because she's the final piece of the puzzle. We did all this. They were doing this experimentation where they were taking this bloodline that's like lost to history, and we mutated it, and Tina basically came out of a lab, which I didn't know that was the case. So she's the last piece of the puzzle. And then we have the end twist that actually Tina isn't, and Lilith is. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't know why. I guess I didn't really get that. I thought it was a really stupid twist.
Honestly, I called it as soon as she was like, a bunch of bullshit, huh? I thought that
Dude,
too and then I was like, okay, so she's actually the main.
Yeah, she's the big.
She's actually the last Empyrean or whatever. Okay, I got it.
Yeah,
I got it, like within the first minute of the movie.
It's just so stupid. Like, it's just this big dumb reveal. So it makes all the whole I was an experiment in a lab. It just kind of makes that pointless. The only thing that comes out of that is she's like, oh, I'm not special. And then Lilith goes, yes, you are. And she goes, okay.
Just not like you thought.
Yeah, just in a different way.
What if you were like so hyped about something? What if you were like, I've got a new like purpose in life? Like,
yeah,
like I figured myself out. This is great. And then like a little bit later, you know, you kind of hit a rough patch. You're like, oh no, I'm just not it. And I'm like, no, just not how you thought you were. Like, would that make you feel any better? Like,
well, fuck you.
Yeah, be like, yeah, you know, you're still good, just not at that.
Yeah, brother, that's like we're playing like a fighting game and I lose, and you're like, well, maybe you're good.
Like, you're good at like Sonic games, though.
Just
like,
not this kind of game.
Like, I'd be like, what the hell, man?
It's like, okay, all right. So, oh man. So yeah, I guess the whole point of Claptrap and her mom was all like, oh, it's because you, Lilith, you're the Phoenix. You're supposed to open the vault. And then CGI Lilith floats in the air looking at her hands. And then this spaceship laser.
She goes beast mode.
Yeah, she goes beast mode. And then she gets lasered. And then instead of getting out of the way, she kind of just keeps looking at her hands and goes, ooh. And then she gets lasered again. And then only the third time does she actually dodge it. Then this is when everyone loses their buffs at the end.
Yep.
And
Tina falls in the pit for the second time.
Yep. Then Atlas has her in a chokehold. And he's like, bitch, put me in the fucking vault.
You better put me in the vault or I'll kill her.
Yeah. And so, Jory, the vault was teased throughout this entire film. We finally see what's in the vault. What'd you think?
Dude, I was like expecting like some Sea of Thieves ass vault, you know, like
like
gold and shit. Like it was just floating cubes.
Right, yeah. Kind of a random side note. Have you ever seen Treasure Planet?
I love Treasure Planet.
Dude, such a good movie. Very underrated.
We got to be careful though. I don't want Treasure Planet to come back into circulation. It doesn't need to be remastered.
No.
It doesn't need a live action. It doesn't need anything.
It's perfect the way it is.
Same with Iron Giant. Don't touch it.
Dude.
Don't touch it. Don't speak about it. Just admire it and shut up.
Dude, God. Yo, I hate thinking this, but dude, I'm so confident there's some directors out there that are just gunning
at the bit.
Yeah, they're just like, I need that live action. Mark Wahlberg is the
Hogarth.
Is Hogarth.
Vin Diesel is just in a suit. I am not a gun. Oh, thanks, Vin Diesel.
Why? So what? You Superman or something? What? I don't get it.
What do you think? You're fucking Superman? He's like,
fucking Superman.
Superman.
What? This is ridiculous.
Oh God!
Well, you're like Superman
you're
or something.
Painting a horrible picture in my mind right now. You know, I was in Transformers.
Yeah, the one with the Tom Kenny was the racist robot. He like humped Megan Fox's leg. Do you remember that?
I do remember it. Damn it!
Wasn't that cool? Wasn't that epic? Thank you, Mark Wahlberg.
Thank you, Mom.
But back to Treasure Planet. So you know the scene when they finally get to Treasure Planet, and it's like that massive door, and they go. It's like a portal. That's kind of what I was thinking. And then when they go into it,
I was expecting like a temple.
Yeah.
Like,
sort of a road to El Dorado, Aztec temple. But no, they go in there and it's a bunch of cubes and an octopus.
Yeah.
And and no one talks about it. Not a single person after this whole movie is about finding the vault. Not a single person after going into the vault. Not a single person it talks about it. They go into the vault. The octopus takes Atlas and just kind of kills him, I guess. And then they leave the vault and they have fireworks. A little disappointed. Kind of wanted to know what the cubes were about. Kind of wanted to know what the octopus was about. And again, we don't have too much Borderlands experience. Maybe it is one of those things where I do the classic, Leonardo DiCaprio meme where I'm like, ooh, ooh, ooh. But no, I don't get it.
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you. Like the dude was like, look, treasures beyond, or treasures billions of years old. It's like, dude, what are you getting out of that? They're floating cube.
Yeah, homie, this is a loading screen.
Yeah, like this is just a waiting lobby. Like,
yeah. It's like, what are you talking?
I didn't see a single thing in there that you could even realistically take, let alone use.
Yeah, like
though everybody wanted that vault.
And I understand that, like, because I know Tina mentioned at one point, like, oh, there's supposed to be a weapon in here. So I guess the Phoenix was like, oh, that was the treasure, but they still wanted to go in the vault. So then I'm thinking, okay, well, it's what's in the vault. The flame fire thing, that was just kind of what was in her all along, I guess. But the treasure also, I don't know. And that goes to our point at the beginning where it's like, we should be able to go into the film not knowing much, and we should be able to like pick up on it. We shouldn't have these questions about the most important discovery in the whole movie.
Right. Why was the vault important? What the hell was even in there? And what the significance of the octopus was.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What's up with the octopus? I don't know.
Why is he there? I want to know.
Yeah. But that's about it. And then they do a little thing, and then Lilith goes off, does a big fire. They do the big move, the big fire move.
Do the thing.
Please do the thing. I'm a little old, which, yes, she was. Look, I don't know how old Lilith is in the game, but I feel like that lady was a little too old to play, like, I don't know, a spunky, like, female protagonist. Like,
I don't know. I thought, like...
You don't think so?
It fit all right. I don't know anything about the character in the game, but I thought like, the role in the movie worked because, like, the whole time she's like, I'm getting too old for this. You know what I mean? I'm starting to get out of this. And like she looked like the actress looked like she would like at that age range in a bounty hunter position. Yeah, no, it made sense to me. She wasn't like geriatric, but she wasn't like a 20-year-old. You know what I mean?
That's fair. I guess my comparison was I was comparing when Jamie Lee Curtis shows up. She was like, "Oh, I knew you I knew your mother." And all that stuff. I guess in that conversation, I was thinking like, oh, I guess for the line, I knew your mother, I'm expecting like, oh, she's like maybe 30 or something.
That's fair. The other thing too is like in the flashback, Jamie Lee Curtis was still old Jamie Lee Curtis. So it's like,
right.
How old is Tannis?
Yeah. Like, what the hell? Other than that, did you have any other thoughts before we give our final thoughts?
Yeah, so these characters, they're obviously directly based off the game and stuff.
Yep.
Did it directly follow the plot of the game? Like, did we just spoil the whole first game by watching the movie?
Right. I'm genuinely curious. I think, honestly, we should play through the first game because I kind of want to see, like... Moxxi. Yeah, one.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah. Moxxi was done pitch perfect, obviously. Like, I want to see, one, is the story the same? And two, if it's not, is it better in the movie or the game? Maybe we're going to play the game and go, this was horse shit. The movie does such a better job.
Here's
probably not, but maybe.
Here's a good question for you that we were asking each other when we were leaving the theater.
Yeah.
Did the movie make you want to play the game at all?
I think no. However, I've already wanted to play the game.
Yeah.
So that little inkling did pop up, but I don't think it was because of the movie.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll agree with that.
I think it was literally just seeing the final logo when the Splash logo popped up in the end credits.
If anything, the only thing it served was to kind of like refresh it in my memory. Like, I do want to I do mean to play that sometime.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't because of the movie. It was just because, oh, that's right, Borderlands exists.
Exactly. It's just kind of like, it's first game goes on sale for like $10, I'll play it.
You
sure.
can probably find a physical copy for cheaper.
Oh yeah, dude. There's got to be like a PS4 copy right here. I'll put up the cheapest eBay copy I can find. Oh yeah, I guess one final big thing. I'm surprised I didn't think of it earlier. One of the most controversial things about the movie, aside from it being delayed like 50 times. By the way, this movie was in development for like 8 years.
Really?
This movie's been done for like a long time.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Like the whole time I was like, this movie feels kind of rushed.
Yeah,
I didn't think they had like almost a decade working on it. Oh Lord,
dude. Yeah, and I think that really speaks to the quality of the film. It definitely feels like a million scenes were shot and they were just cutting it like crazy and just putting pieces here and there. See what works, see what fits, just release it. Because it is definitely one of those things where it's like you've already put so much money into it, you just got to release it.
what do you think the overall like money spent was on this? We'll have to you'll have to put it.
Yeah, I'll put it on here. My guess, I think, okay, the highest amount of money a movie's ever cost, I think, is like $400 million. So going down from there, because Avengers Endgame was like $350. This,
What was 400? Do you know?
I think Avatar.
Oh no, that checks out.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna say it's like 250. Which, if this was like a 2-year production, I would say like 150. But because it took so long, that's so much more money.
Yeah, you have to figure like 250 million 10 years ago.
Right.
Probably doesn't equal 250 million right now.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like this, I feel like no matter what, unless this movie somehow does incredibly
The
well.
fact that you have to account for inflation for the budget cost of this movie.
Dude, I wouldn't be surprised if this became like top 10 most expensive flops of
just
all
because
film.
of that, just because of
Yeah.
how long it took. Yeah.
Yep. It's never a good sign when that happens for a film, but I get why they released it eventually in the state that it is. Because that was another thing that my girlfriend was saying when we were coming home from the theater was the CGI at sometimes was a little bit messy too. Like there's a moment when Tiny Tina's place that she's hiding out in, when it's blowing up and all the stuff's kind of moving everywhere. I wouldn't say the CGI always looked bad, but there were definitely a few parts where I was like the 3D models for the people when they were falling, I was like, yeah, those are 3D models. Hot damn. But one thing I'm curious about, another big controversy is literally just the cell shading. Because one big thing is a lot of cosplayers, if you look up Borderlands cosplayers, a lot of them do that a really cool sort of a cell shading art style when they're painting on themselves. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I understand why they didn't do it for the movie, because it looks really good in picture, but it's not going to look as good in film. Do you think they should have done a filter? Do you think they should have done something to replicate it? Or do you think it's fine the way it is?
I think it's fine the way it is, only because I think if they tried to do a cell shading with a filter, it would not only be too distracting, I think it would just look bad.
I agree.
And the only other way to get around that would be to draw the little cell shading on you.
Yeah.
And then the second we go to a different scene, I'd have to do it in a different way.
Oh, true. Yeah, because if it's dark outside, then we got to lower the tones of it. Oh, dude, yeah.
Not only that, but it just mean a cell shaded character, when they're moving, the cell shading is always moving with it. So
right.
It's
yeah.
you'd never be able to fully get it right. And I think it would look too weird, it look too off. People would be bitching about that more than they'd be bitching about anything else.
Yeah.
So I think it works fine.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with that.
Yeah, I think it's just the most realistic way to do it. They did it right.
Yeah. I think honestly, okay, so going on to, do you want to go into final thoughts then?
Yeah.
I think overall, they did the best with what they could. and it's a lot of bad nuts. There's a lot of bad pieces in here. Like the writing, absolutely abysmal. But the thing is, when you have the actors in there, once it's too late, once you're doing all these reshots, this re-editing, all this stuff, you kind of just have to get it to a point where it's like just shove it out. So I understand that, and I do think a lot of the actors did the best with what they had. Like, I mean, you know, even Kevin Hart, I don't mind Kevin Hart, but overall, it's something where it wasn't his role. Jamie Lee Curtis, it wasn't the role for her. I see why they did it, and I don't think that they were necessarily bad, but it's just like a lot of the lines. Like, for example, there's a line that Kevin Hart has where he's under a pile of bodies, and he goes, "Whoa, worst orgy I've ever had." That is not something Kevin Hart. It's just the humor's awful. I'd say the writing is the worst part about the whole film.
I am curious if and when we play the game, if like any of the jokes are gonna land, like if it's actually gonna be written well and it's like, oh, that's actually pretty funny, or if I'm just gonna be like, oh, it's literally just like the movie. Right.
Like, I mean, hey, if it's copy paste humor from the game to the movie, then props to him.
Yeah, I mean, Nine Toes got us pretty good. When
actually, yeah, true. We're watching gameplay and we did genuinely have a moment where we're like, oh.
like if anybody's been watching me, I haven't been like staring at you. I've just been watching the gameplay the whole time.
Yeah, like the gameplay, like it looks fun. It looks really fun. And like that's another thing too. One of the main things that I remember playing in Borderlands 2 is do you know Shooty McShootface?
Yes.
Yeah, it's just this guy that's like, shoot me, come on, shoot me, please shoot me, and they get like an award for shooting him in the face. And you know, it's just stuff like that where it's like, even that, it's like, it's, you know, it's funny. But yeah, it's like, I don't see any of that. I feel like a lot of the game, again, I haven't played much, but I feel like a lot of it is that hashtag random unicorn, narwhal bacon sort of humor. So it was kind of weird not seeing a lot of that, aside from, whoa, piss and shit. So yeah, I don't know. But overall, what is your score, Jory? What would you give it?
I don't think 4% is accurate.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I do not think that this is the worst movie ever made.
No.
I just think it's...
Not to like keep bringing it up and like it is worthy of throwing shade at it, but like when things like Sausage Party exist,
yes,
you can't say that the Borderlands movie is like the worst film ever made. Like, it's not that bad. I don't understand. I think the 4% or whatever, it's just because nobody's watching it.
Yeah,
like it's like, you know, it's like if you have two people who say it's 5 stars, well, it's going to have a 5-star rating.
Yeah.
So you know, it's like if 20 people have saw it and 20 people say, yeah, it's not very good, it's going to have a terrible rating, you know. For sure. And I think a lot of the things that people miss, especially with critics, for some reason, no matter I don't think there's a single video game movie that is above like 70% for critics. Because on Rotten Tomatoes, you have critics and then you have like the audience score. The audience score is always higher. I could see this movie getting like sort of a cult following. It's not one of those movies where I'm like, oh, it's so bad. Oh, it's kind of funny. Yeah. It's just kind of boring. It's just bad. It's bad writing. The performances are pretty bad. The story's not put together well. It's not like funny. It's just lazy. It's gonna sound maybe a little harsh, but it's background noise worthy. Yes, and I wouldn't say it's more than that. Yeah, this is the perfect
like if I'm
movie. If I'm like vacuuming and I just need something on, I can see it. I just had it, or if it was just on, I'd maybe put it on. Yeah, if I was having a party with the boys and I had to put on some background noise while we're playing a game, I'd throw Borderlands on in the background. You know, not too bad. So what would you give it out of 5? 2. A 2, real? Okay.
I'm going to give it a 1.5. It is very close to a 2. I can definitely see why you'd give it a 2. For me, for not giving it a 2, I don't know. It's just one of those things where it's like I feel like a 2, I would maybe watch it again if someone was like, yo, I haven't seen it. But like, because we were originally going to go with Jacob, but he ended up being busy. If he came up to me and was like, I want to watch it, I feel like I would say no.
Yeah.
Like, I'll watch a different movie. I don't want to watch it again.
That'd be like, I don't want to pay for the ticket. A second time. Like, I don't want to pay for another ticket.
Yeah.
And you know what? Like, if he's buying, like, yeah, I guess I'd go see it again.
Yeah,
We'd
yeah.
probably get, like, B-dubs afterwards.
Yep,
But I'm not there for the movie.
Yeah. And you know what? Honestly, I think I'd give the movie props if it was like a Netflix release. Like, if we just sat here watching it on Netflix, I probably would give it a 2.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think I'm going to give it a 1.5 just because it's not unbearable, but it's so bad to the point where it does sort of put a bad taste in my mouth. But yeah, 1.5 and a 2. I think that's the perfect range for this one. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Catch us next time. What's the next video game movie coming out?
Oh, man. I
There's-
don't even know.
Oh, Sonic 3. Sonic the Hedgehog 3 review coming on day after Christmas or something. I think that's when it comes out. So, guys, we'll see you.
Christmas miracle, am I right?
Guys, the Christmas miracle is soon to be here. Catch us for the Sonic 3 review in like 4 or 5 months. We'll see you then. And Jory, thank you for coming on, bro.
Yeah,
it was
man.
a pleasure.
Always fun.
See ya. Get the hell out of here.